And now for my next number, I'd like to return to the classics.
Uno, two, tres, four.
Oh, okay.
Hello, everybody. Hello. My fucking phone's on delay for some reason. I was looking at my phone and at the actual stream, so I think a few extra blank seconds happened whilst I was looking at my phone. But that's fine. I think everything's fine. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the first installment of what I think is hopefully going to be something me and my friend here are going to continue doing. The name is probably going to change. I don't know. I just kind of have that as a placeholder for right now for Anna Mondays. And hi, welcome Carrot Femininity to the chat. Yes, nice Felix shirt. Chat GPT, I put in ReZero put the character Felix from ReZero on the shirt instead of the image it had. And that's what it did. I keep telling people AI is not there yet. It's gonna get there one day, but AI is not there yet.
Yeah, but honestly, it's not something you should always like really rely on to be.
Oh no,
really
I don't.
honest.
But you have to understand. Like I already have one artist is currently still working on my character sheet for my final design, and he is like vehemently focused on that. And there's a lot going on there, and so I can't really ask him for anything else. My other artist, who's got school, who works a 9 to 5, and who does other commissions, doesn't have the time to always do all my drawings. And then my last artist isn't an artist that like does a lot of like artwork. They do more rigging stuff, and that's the artist I'm gonna go for animations and stuff. So I can't really rely on that stuff too much. Girl, you know honestly, who I am. I know who you are. I know who you are, girl. I know, but still, I talk to you as you are posted here.
It's just that I just really hate anti-AI people. They're like extremely fucking
I
annoying,
don't mind
dude.
it. Like I said, it's you have to be prepared to utilize it. So this way, you basically like it's just like basic manufacturing. The people who kept telling themselves, "Oh, no one wants to use power tools. We're gonna keep using hand tools for the rest of our life."
Yeah,
The saw was made.
but for me, I'm a different story because I am pretty strict on how things look like whenever I have people commission
Nah,
like
I
making art
wanted to.
of
I wanted it to
my
be
beach
cringy.
himself.
I specifically wanted it to be cringy, both the
Yeah.
thumbnail and the
Yeah,
actual.
that's an exception, but
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do that. I'd rather just find an artist who like
No, I would love
does
to
a
have
lot of
another
dope
artist.
shit.
I really would love to have an artist, but I can't, and I can't always be like already. Like
Yeah.
like you always ask me, hey, do you want to chat? You want to chat? You want to chat? And I keep telling you, no, I'm working on a video. No, I'm working on a video. So I don't have the time to always take away from editing, from script writing, from preparing everything for stream now because I'm trying to really hard focus on this stuff because I want this stuff
Yeah.
to like succeed. So
See, that's understandable. That's on you.
yeah. So anyways,
I
anyways,
do my
anyways,
own thing.
anyways. Chat. Hello. Welcome to the stream. And so the focus of this stream is going to be us just, gabbing about anime news, anime drama, anime controversies, and new series, new things we want to talk about, things like that. So it's going to be a lot of fun. It's what I enjoy. It's something I've been wanting to do for a while. And I know Brutal is one of the people I like to go to, talk about animes and other stuff because, well, he's kind of like me. Now, I will say, the format of this show doesn't have a strict like guideline we'll follow, but I have things on the side right now. But for instance, Brutal, I have a question right here that I placed on stream, and I'm gonna ask you this question at the start of every time we do one of these. So the question for the stream chat and the question for you, Brutal, is what was the anime that got you into the genre?
Oh man, that's really tough. If I were like go back in time, I would definitely try to just meet up with my high school self and then ask him what was that question because at this point,
Well, okay,
it's really hard.
what's an anime you remember more like vehemently from your past? Like what is an anime you can totally go back to? So like, yeah, I watched that when I was first getting into the genre. And maybe it's not your
I'm gonna
first, but maybe it's an anime that like stuck with you the most back in the day.
Ooh, I'm gonna have to probably cry in my gears for that. I mean,
Wait, what?
I'm gonna be honest. I think probably Love Life.
Love Life?
Yes.
I've never actually given Love Life a chance. I've seen it on Crunchyroll and on other like platforms, but I've never actually actively. It's a lot like anime Love Toradome. I've just never actually sat down and watched it. Yet I know it has like so many like novels, so many iterations and everything, but I've just never actually watched it.
I just watched it because I wanted to have like watch an anime that's just like idols and a bunch of cute girls and shit. That was kind of
But isn't the whole point of Love Life what exactly is anime? What do you mean? I see you, my enemy, my enemy.
oh, I don't know. It's been almost like a decade already by this point.
What for Love Life? Didn't a new like series just come out like a decade ago?
Well, there's always like a new
Yeah, wasn't like the newest Love
wave
Life
of
something with
talents.
involving mechs? Love.
I don't know. I haven't gone to Love Life like in like forever to be honest. It's been like 5 years since I got last time into Love Life, but
All
my
6
fucking-
Love Live movies in order and movies. Jesus Christ. Oh my fucking
but
god.
my friend,
Love Live
my
School
friend
Idol
from-
Project Season 1 back in 2013. Music Start OVA 2013. Love Life School
Yeah.
Idol Project Season 2 2014. Love Life School Idol
yeah,
movie.
the only ones I watched during my high school years was just School Idol Project and Sunshine, and that was about it.
I'm asking because
So
I
my-
don't know what this is. What do you mean what this is? Are you talking about the stream specifically? Like what the actual idea of Anna Mondays is? If that's what you're
Wait,
asking, like,
Are you jumping into the topic?
well, no, like literally, someone in chat is asking what the question was. What is it? What exactly is enemy? And now they're saying I'm asking because I don't know what this is. Lol, and I'm like, and that's why I'm confused. What do you mean enemy? Do I have is that written on the is that Anna Mondays episode 1 Dulla-chan and Budogui? Yeah. I don't see the word enemy anywhere on this. So I'm really 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 confused.
Oh. Yeah, I'm confused too, dude.
Okay, if you're asking what the stream specifically is about, it's about anime. We're talking about anime news, anime culture, anime controversies, drama, whatever
Or
like
just-
topics I have that
Or
involve
anything related
anime.
to otaku culture in general.
Yeah, exactly. That's the whole focus of the stream. If that's what you're asking.
I mean, well, it could be like covering also like gacha game topics.
I mean, I'm kind of into gacha games. Not super hard into gacha games, mainly because I don't want to spend fucking an absorbent amount of money on them.
Yeah. Oh man, I can't blame you, dude. I spend money on fucking Zenless and.
No, I got a friend of mine who most of his young adult life, like he stopped playing so many video games actively on like his PlayStation, Xbox, and he started to just play gacha games. Like he was really big into the Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links game. He was big into Raid Shadow. He was one of the only people I've ever known in my life to actively play Raid Shadow Legends, put money into it, and say he was having fun. I've never known anyone else to tell me that.
Well, speaking of, since we're on the topic of, we were talking about Love Life.
You're asking him about enemies, but you got confused because I didn't know what you meant. I was asking Bruto about enemies? Animes! Animes! Not enemy. I can't speak. Don't make fun of my verbiage. Animes, not enemies.
Damn it, bro.
That's not my fault. It's not my fault. The fact that they misunderstand my verbiage. That's not fair. I have a bad speech. I can't speak good. I know speak good. I know speak English.
What do you do?
Whoa, apparently not well enough because someone got confused. I said enemy. Thought I said enemies instead of anime. For fuck's sakes, I heard enemies. Yes, you heard enemies. It's anime. I'm saying anime.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, since we mentioned gacha and Love Life, of course, the first gacha game I played was Love Life School Idol Festival.
That's a thing.
I think they already shut it down a while ago.
Just did. Was by whole. It's about. Wait, was it by Holyo?
I think it was Bushi Road. I think.
Okay. I guess the first gacha
because my close IRL friend that I've been hanging out with since high school.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he is still super into Love Life, like still super into Love Life. I mean,
there's nothing wrong with that. My thing is that just never interested me. Like, I want to watch Oshinoko, but that's like the only. Well, okay, that's a lie. The only actual idol-esque anime I've ever gotten into that I watched fully, both season 1 and season 2, was Zombieland Saga. That was because the premise is literally undead girls from different timelines being brought back to make an idol group to save Sagana.
Yeah.
Like that premise was like, oh my god, this is so fucking stupid and wacky. I love it.
That's one of them. That's another one that I used to remember watching back in high school.
It was funny. I liked it. I really liked it. I liked the designs of the characters. I liked the humor. Yeah.
I loved how this is so this is like YouTube channel of some Swiss guy literally like recreating, like doing some shitty recreations of anime scenes and shit.
That's mean. You don't know, he could be practicing. He just takes time to get better.
I'm not sure if you're familiar with the name. His name is Melo Pan.
Melon pan.
Melon bread, like Melo Pan. Just type in Melo
pan,
Pan,
pan like a frying pan.
No, like it's basically a burrito. It's like his name is like after the type of bread. Is there bread or it's like some sort of Japanese
Oh, wait. Okay, so what? Wait, I'm confused. So his name is Melo, Mello.
Melon.
Melon.
Yeah.
Okay, melon.
No. Melon. No, you spelled it wrong, dude.
Like that?
No, you spelled it wrong. It's Melon
Okay.
Peam. You
Pam.
put the W.
Animations.
Apparently, so before we can dig into, I don't think we're not gonna find the video because his old channel has been deleted.
Why did you say that initially?
Just type. It's supposed to be an N, not an M.
Speak up, then.
No. Hold up. Let me send you the link.
It's fine. It's fine. Let's actually move on to the actual topics at hand. Okay. Let me just give out my. Okay, so here's the first anime I can remember watching, and I struggle to say which one it was, but it definitely was either Sailor Moon or Dragon Ball Z. I just don't remember which one.
It's everybody's first anime.
Well, because like
be
when I was a
honest.
kid, very young kid, my first house I ever lived in wasn't actually owned by my mom or anyone. It was actually my aunt's that we were staying at because my mom was trying to like get on her feet. Because we previously lived, and this is like very young, so I don't really know. But anyways, so my aunt didn't actually have cable because she got all the programming she wanted from like the 10 channels you got for free, right? And one of those channels was UPN 44. And I remember as a kid, I that was like one of the only channels I actually actively watched. And on UPN 44, they showed they showed Sailor Moon and Dragon Ball C like really early in the morning. I remember that vividly, but I don't remember which one was the first one I saw. I just know that those are the ones. Also, is the stream down?
No, it's still running.
What the fuck is wrong with my phone then?
I don't know.
It's
I
showing
mean,
the little.
I
It's showing the little spinning
I would
wheel.
say like one of the earliest animes I did watch technically were animes that were based on like video games or toy lines, like Beyblade, Pokemon, or Bakugan.
Oh yeah, I used to watch
But
a lot of those too. Like
honestly,
if you ever, like
but
Jetix.
honestly, I wouldn't say it made me like a full-on weeb because it's just if it was like based on like a toy or media, it doesn't really count for me to be honest.
No, I count it. Like for instance, I like Fox Kids used to have all those. They had Metabots. They had Beyblade.
Yeah, but this
Like
was
the
like
time-
during the time that I had no idea. Like I was a very small kid, so I had no idea what anime or any of the terms that I would know because I was too young. So
But I don't really think that
wouldn't-
should matter.
as
Like
long
if you're
as it
getting,
was animation, as long as it was a cartoon, it was a cartoon for me.
yeah, but that's the same for me. Like I wasn't into anime as a kid. I was into cartoons, and I thought anime was just another cartoon, which technically it is. But that's what I used to do. Like I saw no difference between watching Looney Tunes as a kid and watching Beyblade as a kid. It was all media for me to just to watch and enjoy on television. So you kind of having that like separation, I don't really see as an issue. Like again,
Yeah,
one of
but-
my favorite animes growing up as a kid was Digimon. Like I watched the shit out of Digimon series 1, 2, and 3 on Fox Kids, and then later when it got put on UPN 44, Digimon Frontier.
Yeah, I've heard of it. I never saw it.
Frontiers isn't the best. It's the anime once ever the actual kids become the Digimon, but it's
But I
okay.
I will say I did had a very I used to have a friend of mine in middle school who was like super into Digimon. He was like so much into like the
Well,
popular
the designs
like,
are crazy.
Japanese.
Like I mean, I would say Tamers is hands down the best. I haven't watched any of the newer series. I hear they're pretty good, but out of the original like 6, 7, I'd say Tamers is still hands down the best. I kind of stopped watching after Xeno Wars because I just thought that was like really lame.
Yeah, I've never I mean, the only ones I could like I could just like mostly remember is just Pokemon because I was like quite a diehard Pokemon.
Oh, hold up. We got a question from chat. What's your anime hot takes? What's an anime you forgive me? Well, hold up. Pause. Let me get rid of this stupid commercial. I gotta get YouTube Red. Okay.
You do, you really do. I
I
hate
don't want to
fucking
pay for
ads,
all this
dude.
extra stuff. I was paying for
Not only that,
Nitro, and then I
I
got
just
rid of
fucking
it.
hate these AI boomer ass ads, dude.
I wouldn't call them boomers since they're AI. Anyways, what's an anime you find good even though the anime is bad, like English dubbed or ghost stories? I getcha. And third question is came up with this while I was asking underrated animes. So Bruder, do you want to go first, or do you want me to go first?
Which question are you gonna answer? The first one?
Yeah, I'll probably answer the first one first.
Okay, you answer the first one. I'll answer the first one.
Okay, so I'll try not to make this too long. One of my anime hot takes actually is something I posted on X recently because someone asked me similarly. Someone a post was asked a similar question. Attack on Titan is not a good anime. I don't care what anyone says. I don't care how much the fandom was like. I don't care how big the fandom was. Attack on Titan is not a good anime. It never was and it never will be. It is a horrendous anime with a terrible main character, an awful storyline that leads almost nowhere, and all it's got going for it is its message and a theme and a concept. That's it. Overall, Attack on Titan is probably one of the worst animes I've ever actually experienced. I hate the fact that my friend begged me to finish the series with him, and I'm like, dude, I gave it a shot because he really wanted me to like it. He really wanted me to like it and look at through his eyes. And I'm like, I can't, dude. I can't forgive half the shit that happens in this anime. I would say if I had stopped at season 2, I would be like, okay, this is a pretty good anime. Like, it's decent. It's decent. I could give it like a 5 out of 10. No. After entering seasons 3 and 4, I'm like, no. There's nothing saving this anime. It's horrible.
Yeah, I never really care about Attack on Titan to begin with. To be honest,
I could believe that from you. I could totally see you being like more of a person who sees like differences that just never piquing your interest. Because I feel like you're more. I don't think you're much into like many of the like the Bano Shonen and like the
yeah,
like, the
that's
mechs
not really
and stuff
my
like
cup of
like
tea.
I am.
With the only exception that I can think of would be Spy Family, because I really did enjoy Spy Family like a lot.
Spy X Family's good. But I would say that more is like a slice of life with a mild romance to it. I don't really think it's like anything.
Yeah, it's kind of more, it's definitely more of Miley, so I think that's why I like it.
I would say
But
one
I
of the
did
things
watch
I
the
love
mo-
the most
I
about
did
Spy
watch-
X Family.
I did watch the film, and I did watch the film in theater. It was pretty funny, especially
The film was a bit too much for me near the end. Like the third act was just they ramped that shit up. So it kind of pulled me away.
it I got a good chuckle when Anya like was like dreaming about the shit.
Yeah. All right, but so you are the first question. What's your anime hot take?
Oof. Okay. This is something I've said before on Mama Akko's stream.
Ooh.
Well, I didn't say it on stream.
You said it through chat.
But Akko made a tweet about the same question. Is like, what's your anime hot take? And then I replied to her, and then actually my reply made it into the stream. So my anime hot take is that modern voice actors are just stupid and completely useless. They just serve as a purpose for their slacktivism, quote unquote.
Wait, are you talking about for English VAs, or are you talking about for both English and Japanese?
VAs.
English VAs, okay. Because that has to be a good distinction you have to make
for nowadays. For anime voice actors, like
yeah. Well, to me, it's just not a VA thing. It's a whole industry thing. Like many people who hold the time of celebrity of any kind have to feel the need that they have to use their voice.
They just like now, like modern anime voice actors just sound awful. Like this is why for the longest time as somebody who watches anime for nearly a decade now, that's why I always prefer watching the Japanese subbed.
No, I mean, I do think Japanese subbed has so much better inflections and tone and range.
I always think it's to me at least it's always like it just feels like it's the real deal. Like
No,
I'd
and
rather
I
just-
get that, but that's because it was like catered to that very same thing. Like, for instance, like I always say, even though I
like
really
to me
like,
it just feels natural. Like it just feels natural.
yeah, and I get that, but that's what I'm saying. To me, like for instance, one of the great examples for me is I think the actual voice actor who plays Kazuma from Konosuba sounds pretty good. He does a good job of really voicing that character and emphasizing a lot of like the mannerisms Kazuma exudes with his expressions, his hand gestures, everything. He's in character, but he has nowhere. He does not compare to that of the Japanese VA for Kazuma. It is like it's not even comparing night and day. It's like comparing like here's a nice fresh hot dog versus this Angus cut beef. The hot dog's good. I like the hot dog, but if someone offers me a nice medium rare cut beef from like Gordon Ramsay, I'm gonna go with that.
Yeah.
But yeah, but I think there are some pretty good still some English dub VAs that they tend to stay in their lanes and tend not to open too much about shit like that. But I do agree with you. There's a lot that like to open their fucking mouths and just speak when they're not needed to. I don't give a shit what you think. Voice the character.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. No, but honestly, I think just voicing the character. Like, I mean, people have their own opinions, but it's like it's just.
Again, I no.
can't
My
stick.
thing is like I don't care.
I feel like they just don't serve a purpose anymore. The only purpose that they just serve is just to make fun of their
to say
retarded ass slacktivism. I guess
to
you
say
could
they serve a purpose, I don't really agree with that. Like the wording of that, I understand where you're going with that because again, back in the 90s,
my wording is not really good, like
yeah.
at all.
No,
I
you're
don't really
fine.
have the
But
best
I understand what you mean by
I
that.
literally had to learn Spanish and English at the same fucking time growing up. So
I get you, sweetie. But yeah. So the next question is, I think it's mainly Disney VAs that aren't that good. I heard some good Yeah, no, there are some good VAs, 100%.
yeah, there definitely is. But
So
most of the time, it's gonna be like the ones from the older ones. That's like what, like pre 2010s or pre mid 2010s.
The second question is, what's an anime you find good even though the anime is bad in English? Okay, so basically, what is your guilty pleasure? Is essentially what they're asking. And honest to God, my guilty pleasure is an anime my roommate hates the fact that I like, and that is I always fuck up the name. Let me see if I can't remember. Let's see.
If they're gonna ask me a question like that, it's gotta be like a fan service one.
Okay, yeah, right here. So this is the anime. I got my cheat skill in another world and became unrivaled in the real world too. This is one of my guilty pleasure animes. It is 100% hot garbage. It is the most hyper power fantasy you'll ever watch. It is awful. Even the Japanese VAs sound like they're not trying. Like as though they acknowledge that this is terrible too. The ending makes absolutely no sense for season 1. This is getting a season 2, by the way. I find that amazing, and I can't wait to watch season 2. I'm so excited. But this anime sucks, but it's so good. I love watching it. It's literally an anime I go back to when I'm bored and I have nothing to watch. I would just watch this. It's such a bad show.
Dude, I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to remember because there was this one anime, but I can't remember what it was. Oh my god, just give me a minute just to think.
If you want to cringe really hard at like a main character who does not deserve half the actual power sets he gets, watch I Got a Cheat Skill in Another World and Became Unrivaled. Seriously, it's such a beautiful hot mess of trash. It's great. This is totally like a straight up 4 out of 10 anime. 100%.
Like it's great for the wrong reasons, is what you're saying.
Yes, it is 100% great for the wrong reason. Like, okay, so one of the best examples I can give. Here's an example of why I think this animation is like really, really bad. So the premise is, this is a kid who's like I think he's in middle school at the time. he sucks. Like, his parents hate him, his brother and sister hate him because he's ugly and he's fat and he's a loser, and all the kids in school pick on him because he's a loser and he smells. Again, these are the words he says why people don't like him, right? But his grandpa was always nice to him, always treated him well and everything, and gave him the house. When his grandpa passed away, he gave him the house, which pissed off his parents even more, because he owned the house, so they had to leave, and they basically disowned him. But despite being treated like shit, he's got a good heart, and he saves a girl from being nearly molested by a bunch of thugs. They beat the shit out of him instead of taking her away, and then the cops come, and he just saunters off back home. Is like, don't worry about me, it's fine, don't worry, I'm always like this, and I'm always treated like this. And then he finds out his grandpa has a magical Narnia-esque like closet in his basement. He goes through it, and he finds out his grandpa has this like little hut somewhere in this magical world that's filled, and I mean filled to the brim with magical weapons. Like, weapons that, like, you couldn't, like, even if someone, like, in an actual anime had, it'd be considered, like, the legendary sword of whatever ward it was. And so he finds out he's in the middle of this, like, dark forest where, like, level 100 orcs and, like, goblins live. So they're incredibly powerful. But the little hut he's in has a magical barrier that protects it entirely from any attacks. So all he does is use the weapons to one-shot the enemies and gain levels from it, without ever needing to be attacked himself, without ever needing the fear of leaving that hut. He can just one-shot these creatures, and he gains massive amount of levels and experience.
I'd say for me,
Just ignored that.
Gushing over Melted Growth, but to be honest, I think the story is really good. For me, at least, I think.
Okay.
Plot, but it's just too. I wouldn't say niche, but it's just too. I don't know what's the word called.
What's the anime?
I mentioned Gushing. Like, I want to say it's a guilty pleasure of mine because I do really enjoy it, and a lot of people.
Oh, is it
really
Gushing over
too.
Magic Girls?
That's not a guilty pleasure. I think my actual guilty pleasure would be. I just what's it called? I think it was called the Seven Heavenly Virtues. I actually remember just like watching that one. It just, I was like, yeah, it's terrible. For some reason, it's just funny. It's like a Sandler movie, you know. It's like, you know, it's shit, but you enjoy that shit.
Oh my god. I'm assuming the schoolgirl in the middle is the main character? Jesus Christ, like fucking A, the first like 4 girls are stacked to the brim. Look at the page. My god, this is like completely what I would expect from like an anime that looks like it came out like the 2000s and like 11 or something.
It's because a lot of like ecchi anime are just like not good, like straight up.
Well, yeah, I would typically say most of them. This came out in 2018.
Except for
a
interspecies
short
reviews, I thought
anime
that
television series
was
animated by
fucking
Bridge
funny.
aired on January 26th and March 30th. 10 episodes on 10/18. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think you probably wouldn't want to just show a clip of that because it's gotta get.
No, I just look at the image that was for the cover art. No, I'm not showing a clip of that. I'm not showing a clip of that. If I could censor it, sure.
I wish I could like talk about the scenes, but you know, I don't want this stream to get demonetized.
I don't think outright it gets demonetized by any real thing. I think if you have to show it, I don't think talking about it is fine. But I don't want to chance that just yet, so I agree with you. Let's not. But the last question is, what is an anime? No, that one. What's an underrated anime? Underrated anime.
Ooh. Okay, this was tough one, dude.
So even though this is just getting a season 2, this is my underrated anime. It's Trapped in a Dating Sim. The War of Attorney games are tough for mobs. This was an anime that got released back in like 2016, 20, yeah, 27. No, yes. What is it? Manga, television. Oh, it could have. There's no way it came out in 2022. Did it really? Why does it feel like it came out much older? Anyways, so it's just barely getting its season 2. This came out in 2022. This has been getting some traction because of the season 2 release, but overall, I didn't hear anyone talk about this anime for the longest time until my roommate told me about it, and we watched it, and I thought it was amazing. It's probably one of my favorite animes. This is what I mean by English dub actors. There are some pretty good ones because the actor they got to play the main character, Leon, is amazing. I actually think he's better than the Japanese VA. Hands down, I think he's better. If you actually listen to it and compare it, 100%, you're gonna understand why I would say this.
Okay, so I think I might have to choose. I might choose Senko-san or Sainkano.
How do you spell
'Cause I
that?
remember. Which one, Senko-san or Sainkano?
Either one.
Senko-san, Senkosan. Like Senko-san.
Oh, Senku! Oh, the help for fuck Senku! Oh yeah, I love this. I love this anime. This is one of those animes I used to watch. So wholesome,
Yeah.
it gives you a nice warm feeling in the pit of your stomach. Yeah, I like this anime. It's a good anime.
It's like it just like blew up and then everybody just forgot about it.
Well, I can understand why. Usually, typically, if an anime gets no news of like a season 2 or it or just like basically gets put in the middle of a block of like other bigger like animes.
Yeah, apparently, not too long ago, my friends, my friend from California that I was talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he said that the 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 creator of Seko-san was like so fucking busy on playing Blue Archive that it just felt like the artist just forgot about Senko-san because the creator just played so
Jesus
much.
Christ!
Fucking,
That's when you slap some. That's when you slap the phone out of that person's hand and you just literally tell them to get back to
the
work.
creator just they just did so much like Blue Archive fan
Oh,
art.
you
and
just
he
made this
played
person's.
a
You just
shitload of
you,
Blue
you just
Archive.
made the Chatter's day.
It's just
happy.
that Blue Archive has it's just that Blue Archive has just gone so fucking.
But the
huge in
gameplay
Japan.
doesn't really look. It's a tactical, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of. I'm not a big fan of tacticals.
I just gotta play it, dude. I don't care how the gameplay was.
No, for me, it's about the gameplay. Like I don't mind fan service and big boobies and fat asses in my face, but if
Dude,
the gameplay doesn't.
Asuna fucking just top tier, dude. She's like the ideal one. She got a big ass and the big tits.
Again, no, dude, I could stare at like beautiful hunks all day, like manly men and like fat asses and tits. I can watch whatever I want for that. But if it's in service of a game, I need the gameplay to be good as well. I need it to be somewhat at least have my attention and investment in it.
Yeah. But for some reason, I feel like Nikkei is like a lot more fan service than.
Oh, 100%. I would say Nikkei is, but I like Nikkei's gameplay over tactical.
Yeah, I do play.
I'm just not a fan of like of many strategy games. The only real strategy games I've ever been into have been some RTS games like Age of Empire and Civ. But even then, I've only ever played like 2-3 games in the series.
I know that gacha games aren't for you.
No, I don't mind. Like again, I played the shit out of Zenless Amazon Zero on the console, and I really want to put more time. I want to put more time into Arknights, but I just don't have the time right now.
Yeah, but
fan service only goes so far for the game and this shit.
Like,
yeah,
I feel like Blue Archive just kind of got overshadowed in over here in the States because of Nikkei.
It's possible, but I mean, you're always gonna have an audience in Korea. Like Korea loves Blue Archive.
And Japan too, like a lot, and I mean like a lot. Like, you know what Kamiket is, right?
All right, see you later, sweetie. Have a good one. Kamiket? No, I don't know what that is.
So it's basically like a convention, like the go-to convention for
gotcha.
a lot of like otaku shit. And
yeah, I've only ever been to 2 conventions in my life.
Its own like doujinshi section, literally.
Gotcha. I know I've only been to 2 conventions, but anyways, now that the questions are done, let's get into the topics at hand. And I got a few, so Buddha, I definitely want to get.
And then the other one.
Oh, okay.
It was Senko-san. That's another overrated. And then the other one was Sainkano. How to Raise a Boring Girlfriend. I actually remember watching. I remember loving that anime a lot.
I've never seen this series or heard of it for that matter.
Yeah, dude, fucking love the dude. I haven't watched it in a long ass fucking time, dude.
When did it come out? Oh, it's by A1 Pictures too. Oh, the first season aired in 2015. Jesus Christ. Okay, so now that we got that in off, I got a few topics I want to go over you. So the first one, let's hold up. One chatter checking out. I'm checking in. Hey, how's it going there? Welcome to the chat, everyone. I saw you missed the actual part where we did a couple questions, but we're going on to the main topics today. And Brutal, my first question to you is: DC's Jim Lee admits that manga could be better than American comics. Before we actually go into the article, what do you think about that subject? What do you think about that idea? Do you think manga has overtaken comics?
I feel like they've already been overtaking for the longest time. Well, not for the longest time, but for pretty much like a decade.
A decade? I would need to go back and look some things, but I agree with you. Yes, I would say manga has slowly overtaken comics, at least as one of the as least as one of the main sources of entertainment for physical copies, like physical media. Manga has definitely overtaken the comics and by a long shot. And I would say that probably started around the 2016s, 2017s, and only grew more in like the 2020s. Yeah. And you can blame a few different things about that. You can blame COVID for that, since a lot of comic shops like had to close down because they weren't considered essential. You can blame the fact that you had a bunch of more people in the industry of like the comic industry. You know, they came in with their fucking like a bunch of activists and shit, started changing up how the comics are written, changed about like implication of like lore and stuff for characters like Batman and Robin and Superman and all of them. There's a few different things you can point to and say yes.
Funny. It is pretty funny how they say like how they just like, yeah, you just don't buy it because you're a bigot. You don't buy it because you're a bigot. I'm like, no, because the story's just not good. It's just not good.
No,
like,
I tried reading some,
and that's why they fail, because it's like, if you want representation, make it fucking good. That's
it's not even that, right?
Because a lot of minority in racial representation, it's always been there. This has always been there. It's just the fact that they just have to inject fucking identity politics into it.
Like one of my favorite cartoons growing up as a kid was actually part of the DCEU for cartoons, which is Static Shock. I fucking love Static Shock. I didn't give a fuck that Virgil. Yeah. Did you?
I remember Static Shock. Yeah.
Yeah, no, Static Shock was great.
That's like an example. That's an example of how it's done right, you know.
And Static Shock dealt with a lot of subject matters that you didn't think it would tackle. Like again, people like to point it out now, but there was an episode during Christmas whenever Virgil had to deal with the idea of homelessness, and they treated it very well. Virgil even understood his own shortcomings. The fact that he himself used to pass by homeless people, like, yeah, sucks that we can't do anything, but you know, we got to go home. Like he even says, yeah, I fucked up. I didn't give you the time of day because I didn't think of it. That's a lot to unpack for a kid like watching the show at like the age of 10 and 9. It dealt with racism, it dealt with gun violence, it dealt with school shootings. Like the series dealt with specific subject matters, but it treated it like it should, like as though it's literally an adult speaking to a child and letting them know, hey, these things exist in this world and you have to understand what they are about.
Exactly.
But anyways, so Jim Lee, president, publisher, and chief of creative officer of DC Comics, Jim Lee shared the intriguing wave of insight about the state of American comics and how they fare against manga, an alternative form of print entertainment. When speaking to Nikkei Zavar about his career, Lee expanded on the competitive and commercial edge of manga, has over other mangas related, has over other comics media related. The stories of told Japanese manga and anime are incredibly powerful. I often find myself wondering what is missing in Western comics and why aren't they able to achieve the same flavor. Also, I think manga has an advantage over American comics, which are mostly about superheroes, and that's where the majority of sales and readers are constrained about, Jim Lee explains. Now, I'm echoing. Hello?
Yeah, I'm here.
Did you change your mic or something?
No, I didn't change anything.
Why am I echoing now? Okay, the echoing stopped. Weird. Um, Now, before I give my perspective on it, what do you think about what I just read?
Well, I mean, I think it's still the same, you know.
What do you mean?
Like, what do you mean? It's like, it's like people are they just don't buy comics.
Well, I know, but I mean, like, more in depth for me. For instance, he says, "What is missing in Western comics, and why aren't they able to achieve the same flavor?" And then he goes on to say, "I think that manga has an advantage over American comics because American stories are about superheroes." And I'm gonna hard disagree with that. Is because like not all
Yeah.
comics are about superheroes. One and two, no one gives a shit if you have a world filled with superheroes. It's about the story surrounding the characters. Like
Yes,
people used to complain all the time about.
that's what I'm trying to say. That's what I'm literally trying to say.
But
Because
that,
I mean, hell, a lot of there's like manga that do get influence from American media.
oh yeah,
And
like
it's
look at the
really,
creator of
like,
My
no
Hero.
exception.
The creator of My Hero fell in love with American comics so much he created his own anime about superheroes, and he based a lot of the characters on similarly to a lot of American heroes. The character Seto, who uses tape to swing around the city and like the neighborhoods. He was based. He said, I liked the idea of Spider-Man, so I made a character that was going to be loosely based on him, so he could do the very same thing." Like, and this is apparent. It's again, it's not just about the genres, it's about the stories. If people
Yeah,
are able to
exactly.
engage and engage with, relate to, enjoy, and basically sit down and actually ask themselves the question, what did this leave on me? Like, what kind of impression? Then people are gonna buy decent. People are gonna buy comics. The problem is comics have failed their readers for like a good long while. I would agree with Bruno in a sense of like a decade. And at least in the case of manga, while you can point to a manga saying like, "Oh, that's just like nothing but fan service," or "That's just nothing but girl," things like that. Overall, manga has such a wide variety of different like um stories built in the genre that you can kind of pick up. You can put down one manga and pick up a new one and actually engage in a new story with it.
Yeah, exactly. Pretty much the same point that I said.
He continued to add, in Japan, it's closer to literature and anyone who can read it, and most of the time, and it's not just about hero stories. There's a much wider range of genres, like stories about cooking, soccer. You can draw stories about
Yeah.
that. I'm so happy. I'm so very happy that manga has been successful because it gives me a goal to aim for. The manga market is bigger than our industry, and the question becomes, what can we do to learn from this?
Mm, maybe stop hiring a bunch of activists.
Well, it's not just that for me, but I think they're looking at it the wrong way. Yes, can you take some can you admire what manga has done, and can you actually take some of the concepts or some of the ideas or messaging that those books have done and put it into your own work? Sure, 100%. There's nothing wrong with basing your
Yes.
stuff on another person.
Honestly, this image, every time when there's like an argument of like, oh, I'm against the genre of Yuri. Oh, I'm against it's like you're a bigot because you hate Yuri. I was like, no. Don't get that idea because I love Yuri. That's why every time when there's people coming up with these kinds of arguments, I always post this image right here. Like, hold on, let me send you this meme right here. See if I can find it.
I don't. Here, I gotta look at it on the actual phone before I actually do anything else. I want to make sure it's fine. But anyways,
All
my
right,
brother's
there you
doing
go.
that. Oh, okay, you good?
Yeah,
It's not anything crazy, right?
yeah, no.
Okay. Oh my god.
Like this,
one.
like this meme, like literally just like I just reply them to this just to shut them
Dude,
up.
there's just too
like,
much
proof.
going on in there. I can't begin to read all that. But yeah, I understand
Just-
you. I understand what
just-
you're trying to say.
just-
Well,
Just
so
try to like at least try to like show the just show the meme.
yeah, no, I'm showing it. I'm showing it on
good.
screen. Well, okay, it's kind of hard because you're kind of blocking part of it. But yeah, I understand what you mean by it. Again, there's nothing wrong with wanting to put in some representation into your series. Everything is wrong with since you made it the main focal point of the story if it's not the main focal point. For instance, if you make the story that's surrounding around Superman be about like his gay son or something like that, if the story in question is about it, sure. But if it's like him trying to stop Lex Luthor, and then I don't know, or we have to have a moment where we just talk about like his son coming out, it's like, I feel like this isn't the appropriate time to talk about this, or the world is slowly like being destroyed by Lex Luthor again. Like priorities is essentially what we're saying. You have to really understand like when a story is allowed to have these moments be. I guess a big example of this for me is
It's funny how people defending the gay Superman comment is like, oh look, it's on and this and that. You know, people they're celebrating. I'm like, yeah, they're celebrating it because they just pandered to that. Not only that, but there's a reason why it didn't even last like a shitload of issues.
well, that's
Like,
not
didn't
even it
last-
for me. My thing is the fact that like you have pre-established characters, and then you go in and you say, I want to rewrite these characters to fit another like characteristic, mannerism, personality, what have you, right? And though typically people will say, okay, so, and I'm using superhero comics as an example for this, because the multiverse exists, you could make the argument, okay, so this is just a different like Flash, there's just a different Superman, there's just a different character in general that would meet this criteria. The problem is the people who are writing it say no, we want it to be the main line personality, meaning they want it to be the prime universe that you're gonna be focusing on.
Keep in mind, there's already been gay characters existing in comics for
Right, but
a
that's what
long
I'm saying.
time.
Like they want their stories to be front and center. They don't want them to be put onto the side. And I'm like, no, because we've already established that this character is this way. The only way to make it work is for you to actually be a competent writer and actually, write it so this way it makes sense why this character feels this way now, what has been stopping him from feeling this way in the past. Basically, you have to ask yourself these questions of how you want to go about doing it as a writer. But because people just want to have people don't want to put in the work. They want to be rewarded for what they can do in the moment rather than actually look forward into future. Basically, it's the idea of thinking in the short term versus thinking in the long term.
I mean how they just started just shoving in politicians that they just hate, and they just
that was always a thing. That
as
there's
feel
always
good.
been some comics that have always put in like a joke.
It makes sense, but it makes sense back then with Captain America's first issue. That makes sense because I was like born during like World War II. But nowadays it just feels like you're just acting like some sort of like easily butthurt individual who just spends on Twitter like 24/7.
But yeah, essentially that's it. The writer of this article basically starts going into the actual history of like Jim Lee and everything, and I'm just saying yes, it is not surprising why manga has overtaken comics in this day and age, and why it will probably continue to do that until something changes drastically in the culture of the industry of comic books or the industry in general for media. Because if nothing changes, then it's just going to continue going downhill.
Yes. And before anybody can accuse me of a bigot, keep in mind, there's definitely good minority and racial representation in media. It's always been like this. There's definitely some good ones I can recommend.
Well, again, for me, I go back to Static Shock. Like, I love that series growing up as a kid.
Yes.
But again, for me, it's the fact that, like, if you have to, I understand that you want to have a character or someone that you can look to and say, look, they're like me in some way, shape, or form. That's fine. I get it. But it's whenever you're forced to, like, put this on yourself to be like, no, I need someone to kind of represent. Like, why do you need someone to represent you? Take the ideas of what someone's giving you. Like, again,
it's because you have to have the character. The character has to have some growth to it. You know.
It's not just growth for me. Like, for instance, I literally the character Hey Arnold from Arnold. I didn't. There was nothing really to relate to him. There was me and him could have been further from the further from the people. But the messaging, the actual stories, the things the creators decided to write for their episodes to teach kids something. That's what I took away from that show. I loved that show growing up. I still love that show. Hey Arnold is one of my favorite cartoons I used to watch as a kid, and a lot of the things they used to tackle talking about still resonate with me to this day.
Exactly. I mean, it's always, I mean, I did watch Hey Arnold through reruns.
But it's not just Hey Arnold. Multiple cartoons did the same thing for me. Hell, a cartoon that it's fairly new, came out like 2020, I think. It was made by the character that made Chowder, Harvey Beaks. I didn't think I was gonna like this cartoon. I thought I grew cartoons. I was just gonna watch anime for the rest of my life. And I watched this show. I was like, oh my god, they can still write. The messages, the humor, the actual the creativity, the art style, everything about it was like really good, and I loved it. Sucks that Nickelodeon decided to cancel it. But
so it's basically they can do it, but they're just too lazy to do it.
It's not so much they're too lazy to do it. It just depends on one. I blame
activism.
It's not nepotism. It's
activism. I said
no. Well, no. For me, I'm saying I was gonna say nepotism, but it's not nepotism because it's essentially you have to know someone. For instance, here's a great example. Alex Hirsch wrote Gravity Falls. He had two people on his team that helped him co-write it and write it and storyboard write it. Those two creators he recommended to Disney, and they each had their own shows, Amphibium and Owl House. Those two creators made two series, was pretty loved, and now they're recommending people on their team to get other shows. This same example you can give to Pendleton Ward, who made Adventure Time, that got picked up by Cartoon Network. He made Adventure Time, he worked on it, he actually had someone on his team named Rebecca Sugar. He recommended her for Cartoon Network. She made Steven Universe. She had her boyfriend, and I forget who else on her team, who later became OKKO. Do you see what I'm saying? It's literally people in the same industry, just not looking at anyone new, saying, hey, he helped me create, he was either working on this show or helped me create some ideas. So you should give him his own show too. And it's just keep pushing the buck down, and that's what keeps happening to all these studios. They're not actually hiring new creative talents. They're just hiring the people that already work within the confines of the studio to make the new shows.
Do you think they're just not creative enough, or they just
no? I don't think half the people I just mentioned, aside from maybe Alex Hirsch, are creative enough to actually make their own shows. Pendleton Ward allowed a bunch of fucking Tumblr entitled egotistical fucking maniacs to ruin his show. After season 2, that show started to go. Well, I would say after season 3, Adventure Time started to focus more on an actual romantic story-based storyline, and it ruined a lot of the characters. Rebecca Sugar had a novel concept with the crystal gems and everything for Steven Universe, and then she ruined it herself. OKKO had a novel concept, but then the creator ruined it. These people can only ever come up with ideas, but they suck at executing them. The same thing could be said for a lot of the people who wrote for Disney.
What do you feel like about regular show? Because I fucking love the shit out of regular show.
J.G. Quintel,
the most goated. I always thought it was the most goated show ever, dude.
There are bad episodes, and there are bad moments, and there are bad characters in regular show. The problem is, regular show, while trying to tell a small, kind of big epic in the background, overall is always going to be more focused on the episodic side of things, and regular show is always going to focus more so on what is the wacky thing of the day we're going to happen that's going to make the audience member laugh or go whoa. And J.G. Quintel, you don't really need to, it's not so much you don't need to write really well, he just has to stay consistent with the characters and has to make sure that the characters stay consistent and stay, what's the best way to describe it?
To the character.
Well, not just the character, but it's the story. For instance, Rigby. Rigby was an awful character in the beginning. He was a terrible fucking, I was about to say human being, but terrible person. He was awful. But J.G. Quintel slowly started giving way to making Rigby actually grow as a character. Not only did he actually eventually like admit his feelings to Eileen, but he actually wanted to go back to school for her. He wanted to get better at his work for his job for her. He actually actively became a better person, therefore by being a better character in the show, and it made sense. Rigby wasn't forced to do these things. He grew into them as the story progressed.
Yeah.
That's how you write a character. Mordecai, I would say, is kind of the exact opposite. Mordecai didn't really grow up until like nearing the end of the show because Mordecai's main focus wasn't on growing. It was about basically the relationship aspect of the story. Muscle Man is another great character. He grew through the series. He went from being a fucking like loudmouth asshole to being a loudmouth lovable guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Like I like Regular Show. I think Regular Show is probably one of the best shows that came out of Cartoon Network for the 2010s.
Last 10 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say it's. I don't know why people just say it's that Adventure Time is way better. And hell no.
No.
Like,
If people say Adventure Time is better than most other shows because the themes, the messages, and this is why I always say it's the same thing I talked about yesterday for Attack on Titan for the post I made on X. Literally, just because your show has a theme or a message to tell, doesn't mean that one, it's a good message or theme, or two, the writers earned those aspects of them. Like again, people tell you all the time, but the Rise of Skywalker and the Last Jedi had themes. I'm like, cool. The stories and characters are awful. So what the fuck do I give a shit about its theme? I don't care that its theme tells me to never give up. The character literally just murdered someone in cold blood.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. Like, I don't give a shit. Like, if your show has a good theme or good message or makes you think. If you're being tricked into making you think about what the character just like profoundly told you while noticing the character is there killing thousands of people innocently, then and while they're saying, "Oh, but I'm the hero," yeah, no, that doesn't work for me.
Yeah. Honestly, one of the things that I appreciate so much about Regular Show is that it got me into a lot of old school shit because I was quite, and I still am quite the connoisseur for a lot of old school media. And every single time, when there would be times where Regular Show would like reference, I would immediately recognize that reference. Like when there's that one episode where Mordecai and Rigby and Skips, they go to a video game tournament to win a glove. I'm like,
oh, the wizard,
shit.
Yeah.
Oh, I was like, oh shit, they're referencing the wizard.
Yeah. No, JG Quintel did that a lot. He made a lot of references to a lot of like older 80s and 90s stuff.
Yeah,
but I feel like it's pretty consistent with like a lot of like shows nowadays.
I mean how they incorporate a lot of like 80s music too.
Yeah. But anyways, so we're gonna move on from this.
I mean how even the cars, like they resemble too. Even the cars, I keep forgetting I keep forgetting that one dude with the star eyes.
Oh yes.
The one that's
no, I know what you're talking about. I'm trying to remember his fucking name. Oh my god.
Yeah, he like literally like drove an El Camino.
Yeah, he drove a white El Camino that like had the ability to fly. It was great, but I'm trying to remember his fucking name. No, it's been forever since I've seen it. But anyways, so getting off a Regular Show and cartoons, we're gonna go on to the next topic, which is no, actually, this is a continuation I want to watch. So this is actually from the BBC. It says how Japanese animation has taken the West by storm. And it says Japanese animation Jujutsu Kaisen 0 has become surprise box office hit as an anime enjoys new global popularity in cinemas and on streaming services. Last week, an animated Japanese high school student who was haunted by his spirit of his childhood sweetheart was second only to the Batman in the UK box office. You can tell this article was written quite a bit ago. It was back in 2022.
It's BBC. What do you expect?
But yeah, so he beat Catherine Tate and the Sir Margaret Rylance, and who started on a new release. Jujutsu Kaisen 0 is a prequel to the successful streaming TV series itself is based off popular manga comics, but becomes the latest successful anime export. Anime is known for its distinguished style of using bold colors, pronounced and expressive facial features, and far-out storylines. It deals with themes for growing up to the importance of friendship, often long graphic violence, and some sexual undertones. So, again, this article was written back in 2022, but I think it's important of what we were just talking about manga. Is manga beating out DC Comics in that sense? And I think this is an important discussion to have because again, it's not just manga; it's anime. Anime is when an anime movie gets released, depending on the actual like anime it's connected to, it will start beating out major Hollywood releases.
Yeah, well, I mean that depends because there'll be times where an anime movie would only be playing for just one day.
One week, a few days, a weekend. Yeah, I agree with you.
No, like just only day because I think from the Spy Family movie, I think it was like a day or two.
Was it?
They only showed the screening. Yeah, I think.
Here. How long was Spy? Because I watched that on Crunchyroll instead of actually in the theaters. Because I don't think my cinema was playing it.
Yeah. See, it's like they'll only choose like specific locations.
Spikes. Okay, but that tells you the length. I want to know how long it actually was in theaters for. No, again, you give me the length, you assholes. I want to know how many actual days. How long and where Spy X Family went and was in theaters? Okay, a decade ago, this miracle through, but now it's increasingly.
Yeah, I think it was only a few days.
Yeah, okay. States for only a week, 1 week only. Okay, yeah. So in the States, it was only out for 1 week.
Yeah, because I think for Bunny Girl Senpai, I think it was only a few days, and that was it.
But yeah, so basically they're talking about how basically, and again, I have another bit here, so to kind of give more of an actual purpose to the argument, it's official. Demon Slayer Infinity Castle beat Mugen Train, and what it's saying is Mugen Train has now outpaced, Infinity Castle for Demon Slayer outpaced Mugen Train in the box office, and we already remember how Mugen Train was like one of the, I think it was at the time the highest grossing anime film and one of the highest grossing films to be released at that time.
Yeah, I mean, I had a friend that literally watched it and it was like, yeah.
So,
he loved.
After Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba Infinity Castle, incredible box office debut, the only question remaining was whether or not the movie could beat the record held by the franchise's previous featured film, Mugen Train. The answer is resounding yes. According to Box Office Mojo, Infinity Castle's worldwide gross is 555,003,707 at the time of this writing, easily beating Mugen Train's previous record of $486,451,200.
Yeah.
Like, it is ridiculous how much, depending on what the actual franchise is, an anime movie will come out and just blow everything out of the water. Again, Mugen Train, I heard for years, how good it did in theaters, how this is a big stepping stone for anime, yada, yada, yada. And while I'm not disagreeing with them, I can't have to keep reminding people, like, yes, but people are obsessed with Demon Slayer as an actual anime. Like, it has to be a specific anime because even though
my close IRL friend I've been talking about, yeah, he's super into Demon Slayer too.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, for instance, like the My Hero movies got released in theaters, and while they did pull in a big crowd, like they didn't pull in that same numbers. One Piece had its last few films released in theaters for United States and other places outside of Japan, and it didn't pull in that much money either. It still pulled in a lot of money, but it wasn't anywhere close to being talked about as those other films. Overlord had its film released for a while. I think it was in a few showings. I know we just talked about Spy X Family. What was another one that was just released? Wasn't Hikaru? Wasn't that released in a few theaters too? The volleyball
I'm
anime.
not sure.
Yeah, I could swear it was the volleyball anime, right?
I don't know. I've never really watched that series.
I started to, but I stopped watching. Hi. No, I'm spelling it wrong. Oh, wow! I accidentally typed in this anime. I actually wanted to watch this on Netflix, too. I gotta watch it. The summer Hikaru died. I think it's actually a Yuri anime, too. Yeah, I gotta watch that anime. It looks really good. But yeah, look, it's just kind of steamrolling off of the actual DC Comics discussion we just had. Like, anime has become one of the biggest mediums to basically take over the West in general. Like, I for a while, like I was willing to believe that, like, oh my god, this could change a lot of things, and maybe this could actually push a lot of industry people to finally like wise up and like, hey, we got to do something and basically like fix this issue because Bob Iger's out his door right now. The CEO of Disney, he's leaving. I believe his actual contract ends in March, or yes, I believe it ends in March, and he's out the door. Like, and the guy taking over him, I'm not putting a lot of faith in Disney. Disney sucks. Disney has sucked for a while. I can't believe that anything they're going to be doing in the future is going to fix anything.
Don't even get me started with Disney adults.
Well, but that's what I'm saying. Time Warner / Warner Brothers, they're getting sold. Either Netflix or Paramount is picking them up. At this point in time, I'm pretty sure it's going to be Netflix. But there's an ongoing battle right now still happening for that. But Warner Brothers, that's gone. Cartoon Network pulled itself away from them, and now it's getting picked up by Tubi.
Yeah.
Like the days of the old guards of the media we used to watch as kids, that's gone. I never thought a day in my life I would see the day where Warner Brothers is being sold off by like thousands of dollars, not by millions of dollars, or no, by millions, but not as much anywhere close to they used to produce. These are the guys that actually held like such an industry standard for such a long time that they were considered like that no one could touch them. They're untouchable. Now they're being sold. Why? Because they haven't been able to produce anything worthwhile in years. The biggest success they've had in the past like decade was Superman, and even then that failed too.
Yeah.
So yeah, I could. It's no surprise to me that literally anime is taking over the West to the degree it is.
Yeah, indeed. Like I said, it's been happening for a while now.
Right, but it's funny now seeing these people write articles and talk about it more, because for a while they kept telling you, shut up, no, you're lying, it's not happening. People are still buying comics, people are still enjoying our stories, people still like us, and now they have to accept the fact that no, they really, really, really don't.
Yeah.
But yeah, going off of that, we have, now you're gonna have to help me with the pronunciation of this one because I can't ever pronounce it. So we have Hikari Ono says anime shouldn't be made in the West audience in mind. Audience needs to adjust. Again, all my topics are kind of like going off of each other. That's why I set up the way I did, and it's essentially the actual creator of Evangelion. Evangelion. Is that how you pronounce it?
It's Evangelion, but I don't know how it. I mean, it depends.
Evangelion's Neon Genesis came out a while back. I basically told everyone, so I was just read the article. Amid the historical surge of global consumption of Japanese media, Neon Genesis Evangelion creator Hikari Ano has pushed back against the idea of tailoring content tailoring content for international viewers. In a recent interview with Forbes Japan, the veteran director argued that anime production should remain strictly focused on Japanese sensibilities, stating that foreign audiences must adapt to the work rather than be the other way around. I personally have never created a work in my. I've never created. Sorry, I have personally never created a work with the intention of with the international market in mind. Ano said, "I can only make things that are domestic." The director noted that while the movie studios were quick to ask about overseas potential, it was nothing. It was not something he aimed for. His stance. He explained. Oh my god, I'm fucking this up so bad. I'm so thirsty. Hold up, one second. When I talk too much, I get really, really dry mouth. His stance, he explained, was focused entirely on making something that would be well received in Japan first. If by good fortune people overseas find it interesting too, I am grateful for that. He added. Ano's comments come as the Japanese government has plans to place and aggressively promote its Cool Japan initiative, a strategy designed to capitalize on country's cultural exports. So, do you agree with his sentiment?
Yeah, for the most part.
Yeah, same here. I 100% agree. Because, honest to God, despite 4Kids changing some things when we used to watch as kids, ultimately, I never saw anime other than just being anime. I never looked at this like, wow, I wish this was more American. No, I just watched it for what it was. And then as I grew older and they stopped doing all the censoring and they stopped like replacing things like guns with water guns and stupid shit like that, because Funimation took over and OSHA took over, like all that stuff got taken away, and we just started seeing like the actual translations of the actual anime. And again, none of that was ever trying to appeal to a Western audience. It was just them literally localizing what was being done. You know how it used to be, instead of like actually trying to alter it so this way you could fucking like, oh, but we gotta mention Gamergate in this, some stupid shit like that. But yeah, no, it's they never actually had an intent to actually do anything else but Japan. It just so happened the fact that manga was so beloved by the West that it grew so much more in popularity. And I hate the fucking companies who lead. I hate the people who lead these companies. Looked at that as like, hey, we got to make sure we continually catering to these audiences because there's only so many numbers. I'm like, no, 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 stop right there, stop, slap them. You already have their eyes on you. They're already watching you. They already love you. Why change your stories? Why change your characters? Why change your approach?
Yeah, that literally defeats.
Exactly.
That literally defeats on what the original creator's vision.
Like, I'm already watching. You don't have to cater to me. I'm already watching your shit because I like your shit. Like,
yeah,
I don't
like, you don't need to change the shit.
Like I can understand wanting to listen to that part of the audience, and I can respect that to an extent. Not many people want to, but then when it's like literally like two people are sitting down. You each give them a hamburger, right? And it's like, oh, and I finished the hamburger. I'm like, oh, this is so delicious. She's like, what would you change? I'm like, oh, nothing, dude. This is great. I loved everything about this. And the person's like, I don't like mushrooms. And it's like, okay, I can take the mushrooms off you. Okay. Then they just realized you were willing to change something about the burger for them. I'm like, okay, I don't want cheese. I want non-pasteurized cheese. Sure, I can do non-pasteurized. I want cabbage instead of lettuce. And they just keep adding on to it, and how you slowly start altering your original work to please this person. Now, food isn't the best analogy, because of course in the service industry you can kind of make the sandwich however the fuck you want, but ultimately that's kind of like what I'm trying to get at, is the more you give these people an inch, they will take a mile. They will totally accept the idea that you're willing to negotiate or alter things about your product.
It's literally what happened with the whole Bridget situation.
Ah, God. I hated that situation so much. It's so stupid, dude. Like, I got into so many stupid I think at the time it was Twitter. I got into so many different stupid fucking Twitter debates with people online because I'm literally showing them the source material itself say these things, and they're just like, no, the creator said it's now that way, so it's irrelevant. I'm like, yes, you're basically telling the creator, good job on retconning your own shit. to make it more pleasing to us.
Yeah.
It's just so stupid. I hated the Bridget shit. Fucking got in an
Yeah,
argument
me
with
too,
like
man.
two different
Like
YouTube.
it's
Before I even made like my own channel, I got into two arguments with the fucking two YouTubers, and because they were just so upset the fact that I couldn't accept that, I was like, it's dumb. He basically he completely destroyed the character's original goal for the reason why they were doing.
exactly.
I'm sorry, like
And
I don't accept that.
and I feel like this is like the point where it just made the community completely like just leave the FGC because it was just not only that, but FGC has always been shit for the longest time already.
I mean, I think it's fine. I don't think there's an issue with it, but just I will say like it's just kind of annoying.
Yeah, it
Is
just
there anything else?
that's why you don't see me playing fighting games anymore.
I still play Street Fighter
Okay.
6 at times. I like Street Fighter
Yeah.
6.
I mean, the only time you'll see me playing a fighting game is like Guilty Gear, like the older Guilty Gear installments.
Well, I mean, the new Guilty Gears, I do like the actual like player movement. The problem is I have with it is the fact that it just doesn't really appeal to me. Guilty Gear has never really appealed to me the same way other people fighting games. I've always been more used to games like Street Fighter, like Tekken, like
I mean, I grew up with fighting games, so it's like kind of
I go with some fighting games as soon as like we stop. As soon as me and my brothers got rid of the PlayStation and we started playing more on like the Xbox, I want to say I just stopped playing fighting games in general up until Street Fighter 4. That was the game I fucking locked in hard on. I loved Street Fighter 4. Even though they kind of fucked up a lot of the characters in that game.
I used to fuck with Blaze Blue a lot during my high
Oh,
school
Blaze
years.
Blue, hell yeah, dude! I fucking love Blaze Blue. I want to say out of all the games, all the fighting games I've ever played, that one probably had the most simplest controls I'd ever seen in my life.
Yeah,
It was so easy to get a fucking chain combo in that game. It was ridiculous.
yeah, it was. Thank God that series is already over.
But I will say, I actually think I really do like a lot of the character designs in BlazBlue,
I do too.
especially some of the actual female characters. Oh my god, I love Makoto. Makoto is one of my favorite characters that's ever been designed.
Dude, I really fucking love Noelle, dude. I used to fuck with Noelle a lot.
Noelle is great. I like her, and I like the fucking absurdity of her large guns. But like Makoto is just like, oh, chef's kiss. Mwah. Love her.
Yeah.
And of course Tawakaka. Like Tawakaka's great. I love her design.
Oh yeah, I love Taokaka too, dude.
I wish you could play her. Well, I want to call her older sister, even though she's not Torokaka, just because she's got the black colored hoodie and her hair is like really long.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I always fucked up the fighting games a lot.
well, like for me, I really liked I like the Persona Arena games. Those are pretty fun.
Yeah.
And of course Smash Bros. I always
that?
played the shit out of those.
I mean, I played the shit out of fucking King of Fighters.
I only ever had 2 King of Fighters in my life. Anytime I ever played King of Fighters as a kid, it was always at an arcade.
Yeah, dude. Let me tell you, Mexico fucking loves King of Fighters like a lot. Even the
fucking
local mall
loved-
that I go to, that's been converted into a Mexican kind of type of mall, and they have like these arcade machines that were like imported from Mexico. They're like bootleg and shit like that with a whole bunch of games installed. Dude, there's a lot of the guys that come in there. They always be playing for King of Fighters. Always.
No, King of Fighters is shit. Like when I was a kid, I used to go to Mexico with my family and stuff. Like I would always go to the arcade, and they would always have so many people surrounding the arcade for King of Fighters and Street Fighter. Fighting games back in the day were like the go-to game to play locally. People adored that shit. It was so hard for me to play any of the actual like fighting games like King of Fighters, like Marvel vs. Capcom, like Street Fighter at like Mexican arcades because it was always surrounded by the older kids putting it on their court with their pesos down on the table like I'm next, bitch. You got me next. I'm next. And I sucked as a kid, so of course even though I said I'm next, I'd get my ass whooped.
Yeah. I mean, there'll be times where I'll go to grocery stores and they have like a few arcade machines, you know?
I miss the fact that like you used to be able to go to Walmart and they had like a little small arcade section up to the side. Now there's just a bunch of claw machines.
Yeah.
But no, anyways, so to continue on this the topic, it wasn't just him that mentioned this. Sword Art Online director calls out the issue with anime global expansion, and he is totally right, says the writer of this Polygon article. Should anime be adapted to productions of the West audience? Anime is enjoying a great momentum both inside and outside Japan. The year's winter season features so many good shows, it's difficult to find a time to watch all of them. While Demon Slayer, Infinity Castle, and Chainsaw Man, the movie, Res Arc, outperformed Hollywood tentpole productions like Superman in the movie theaters, anime is experiencing a global boom, which could push producers to look to overseas audiences as a main source of revenue. However, producing their work in non-Japanese audiences is mine. It may be a mistake, according to many titans of industries, and I agree with them. Tomohiko Ito, the director of Sword Art Online, acknowledged that the explosive growth of Japanese animation worldwide, but also warned that they have actually been many cases of which focusing much on the global appeal has led to failure. Yes, and we're going to get into that soon.
Exactly.
In his interview with Daily Shoujo, translated by Automaton, Ito explained that artists and producers who try to create work that appeals to overseas audiences might not truly understand what the West audiences enjoy. I think Japanese people and I think Japanese people's idea of what we could well receive worldwide is probably something people overseas do not enjoy. Ito said. However, to emphasize on the political correctness of strong, I love it. I love it. He says, however, the emphasis on political correctness is strong in America, so they might think Japan is the only country that will still produce works of which sanctity of clad girls battle. I kind of think stuff like that would be considered strange in North America. In addition, Ito, other important figures in the anime industries have also shared their perspectives on pursuing overseas success by adapting their work into Western standards. From Hikaru Ano, Evangeli's author, the Japanese audience is primarily measured by its success. My stance is simple: if the first, it first needs to be a work that is been well received and found interesting in Japan. But if by any chance people overseas also found it interesting, I'd be grateful. Ano said. He believes that the anime could. He believes that anime can be understood and appreciated by non-Japanese viewers without creators having to adapt their work themes, concepts, and for more appealing audiences overseas. And
it goes down to the argument of it's what the original creator's perception is.
Well, like again, using the example of the Chainsaw Man, as literally he stated, right? Using that as an anime example. What initially there would anyone see and say, oh, this might not appeal to Western audiences? Like, I can't think of a single thing in Chainsaw Man that wouldn't appeal to someone in the West. So they probably have to think more stricter. And that is being what he mentioned there, the idea of where is it? What he just said. Emphasize on political correctness is strong in America. So they would have to look for specific things that they think America wouldn't deem to be. When I say America, I mean those specific chutheads who live online all day and every day, typing on places like X and Reddit and Tumblr. So one of the things he points to is how the women look, because that is a big controversy that still happens here in the West, and people talk about all the time is how women look, because it's not a real idealistic body type for women, or they look too sexy, or their clothes are too tight and too showy, yada yada yada, blah 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 blah. And I agree with him. I think it's ridiculous to try to placate and like kowtow to these audience people who like are complaining about this shit. Who the fuck cares? Fuck them. Do your own thing. Focus on designing your work the way you want it to be. Someone once told me, right? Like, there is an audience for everything. Meaning, no matter what it is, if you write a story about a piece of poop that goes down into the sewer and somehow becomes king poop, depending on how it's written and how it's structured, there will be some weird guy who likes the story about the poop king. That's just how it is. So write your story and just pit it against, literally, like, not only are you competing for eyes in Japanese market and now in the West, but you're also competing in the realm of ideas. in a market
Yeah.
that keeps getting overflowed with so many different stories, so many different characters, so many different themes and messages. It's not just about being unique or about being creative. It's about having people who are willing to give you the opportunity and a chance.
Yeah, like if like just use these weird concepts and you'll get something interesting that would appeal to.
Like, right now I'm working on my newest video for the anime Dora Hero, and that fucking that style of design speaks to me so much. I love the scratchy, gritty, weird, the gritty design of these characters. They look so good. Like the fact that the wizards, the sorcerers in the actual series all have to all wear these like weird masks. Hell, one guy refuses to wear the mask because it looks ugly to him. Then he turns it around and it's a fucking heart. It looks like a human heart. It's such a wacky, crazy idea, but the story is so good. The characters are so amazing. It's one of my favorite animes I've ever watched. I started reading the manga because of it too.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, I think we need to stop this nonsense of trying to appeal to the global market. I think Japan would do so much better if they literally just focus on what they've always done. Like, do you think Akira Toriyama gave a shit what the West thought about Dragon Ball Z, about his characters? No. He kept making a show that he enjoyed, and guess what? We fucking loved him for it.
I mean, black people are like super obsessed with Dragon Ball, and they don't even complain about anything.
No, like literally, that's what I'm saying. Like, there's so many people who look back on these shows and think, man, this is like Gundam, giant mechs, people fighting in space in a war against two different like governmental powers. I don't need to know that like the main character's a girl or boy or whatever the fuck they are. All I need to know is like, cool, what's the Gundam gonna look like? What's the story gonna be about? Who's gonna be the one that basically like, you know, how many people are actually gonna die? Because like in every Gundam series, someone dies. Someone you like will die in a Gundam series. But yeah, like I don't need to relate to the character. Like, do you think the character from Gundam Wing? I don't relate to fucking Hero at all. I think Hero's a piece of shit. But I like it. But I like what he. I like the actual story that surrounds Hero. I like the characters in general that are surround him, and I like the actual messaging that goes along with the story about war. It's good. It's nice. I don't need you to focus in on like basically like what's happening in my country or anyone else's country. Just do you. Oh God, my back.
My back too, dude.
Well, I've been sitting forward this whole time because I've been fucking around with chat and everything. But okay, so don't worry, we're both about to let our backs rest up for the night because we got one more topic to talk about, Bruno. And are you ready for this topic?
Yeah, shoot for it.
Okay, so this is the topic I didn't want to tell you because I wanted to surprise you with it because I thought it was funny. So, do you know the content creator Mr. Beast?
Well, everybody fucking knows.
I want to
fucking shit.
I want to watch The Adventures of the Poop King too. We all want to know what happens to the Poop King in the Mighty Sewer Kingdom. He takes on the dreaded Rat King.
No, there might be a crossover with the Ninja Turtles.
No, I don't want the Poop King to get crossed over with the Ninja Turtles. I like the Ninja Turtles. Not the Poop King is too busy delegating his subjects and what to do next because they're about to be invaded by a swarm of rats and flies. All right, so the Poop King's busy. He can't deal with like what's going on in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles like timeline. Okay, he's doing his own shit. Let the Poop King do his job. Oh my God.
Funny shit.
I'm just thinking. No, now I'm just thinking about an isekai. I'm thinking that someone got isekai to become the Poop King.
Oh.
Isekais have become so fucking crazy lately, dude. I'm telling you. There's one I saved as a bookmark. I think it's a manga. No, I think it's getting either adapted into an anime or it's being thought about. But the premise is guy dies. Goddess asks him, "What do you want to be reincarnated as?" He asks, "Can I be reincarnated as one of the hero's ribs?"
What?
That's a thing. That's a thing I read.
They've been like crazy with these.
No, isekais have been out of control, and I'm kind of glad we're pulling back on some of them because some of them are just so. Again, there's a season 3 happening to reincarnate as a fucking vending machine. How this got a season 2 is beyond me. I hate the fact that that got a second season.
Yeah, I mean, my VTuber lore definitely has isekai elements, but that would be revealed.
But you're not a fucking vending machine.
Well, yeah.
Anyways, so the last subject is Mr. Beast. YouTuber Mr. Beast and Naruto anime collaborate on a limited edition apparel, merch, and more.
The fuck?
Mr. Beast, Naruto Shippuden, and Biz Media are collaborating in limited edition apparel, merchandise, and more, with the first look of apparel revealed today. Further details of the collab are revealed in the future. An initial collection go by live by Mr. Beast's store page for Naruto on February 16th at 9 p.m. You can check out the apparel in the collection below. And this is what they made. It's essentially a varsity jacket with all black, where you got Mr. Beast logo on one side and the kanji symbols that they got on the front of the gates for Naruto, and on the back.
Oh my god, how lazy, how fucking lazy can you get? That's like literally no different than just getting a regular ass jacket and then putting Mr. Beast in a fucking Naruto
What?
patch
How you
on
gonna do Mr. Beast dirty like that? Huh? How you gonna do them dirty? He's one of the biggest anime fans ever.
Oh, okay. Oh, let me tell you that. Let me fucking tell you that, dude. Because, ooh, man, he created quite the list.
Oh no, trust me, I got the list right here. That's why I wanted to talk to you about this. So, Mr. Beast, a couple of weeks ago, got into some hot controversy because he changed his his image on X to that of Luffy from One Piece. And he's like, dude, One Piece is so amazing. It's so great. And people started calling him out on that shit, calling him a fake fan and stuff. And he got so salty. He got so fucking salty that he's like, oh yeah? Would a fake fan have this as his anime list? And he put, I've seen these animes. Again, he says these are from the top of his head. So, in short, he has watched Naruto.
Oh yeah, because I remember Pippa literally just...
No, yeah, we're going to get into that. But, so he wrote his list. Naruto, Code Geass, Frieren, Steins Gate. He specifically put two times on Attack on Titan.
Honestly, yeah, I'm gonna be honest. That shit sounds like you just type in, you just Googled.
No. See, that's the thing, right? So people have been saying the same thing. I've been reading the comments and people say like, "Oh, he just Googled these," right? I'm like, he just looked at my anime list, top 10 list or whatever, right? I don't believe he did. I could totally believe he has watched at least more than half of these animes. The reason being is more than all these animes on this list, excluding two, are some of the most popular, some of the most beloved, and some of the most talked about animes in a long time. Like, who the fuck doesn't know Naruto?
That's why they call him a tourist. There's a reason why they call him a tourist for.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, people keep calling him a tourist, and I agree. He sounds like a fucking idiot when he talks about this shit. But at the same time, I could totally believe someone who's getting into anime for the first time, they would see all this shit on this list. Because all this shit appeals to new people walking in. Do you really think, like, people are gonna walk in here and say, like, oh, you want anime I want to watch? I want to watch fucking, what is that anime called? Oh my god, I was gonna use this as a specific reference, but I can't. Do you think they're gonna watch fucking, Gushing Over Magical Girls? Do you think they're gonna watch level 9099 Gacha? No, they're gonna watch with the shit that, like, recommended to them by Crunchyroll. I could totally believe he watched this shit. The problem is that he thought this was such a flex. He thought, let me go to these motherfuckers and show them what I've watched. And everyone in the anime community is like, yeah, we've all seen those and then some. Motherfucker.
It's like normie shit. It's like some normie shit.
I love how so many people point this out, but he misspelled Gundam.
That tells you straight up he's a tourist.
I don't want to call him a tourist outright. Oh, yeah, look at this comment. This is slander. Call me weird. Call me lame, but don't call me a fake anime fan. I've literally watched countless animes. Y'all whack ass hell. This man crashed out because people called him a fake fan.
I mean, are you ready to mention Pippa?
Yeah, so I want to say, like, a lot of people, like, made fun of him and called him out. But one of the particular people who decided to actually call him out and call him on his shit was none other than the VTuber Pipkin Pippa, who straight up just said, your list sucks, go watch Made in the Abyss.
Yeah, I I heard good stuff about Made in Abyss.
It is definitely an anime that I think a lot of people would enjoy. The problem is it does not harsh away from the very dark tone and very at times gory imagery. So if you can't handle some shit like that, I don't recommend it. But if you can and you want something with a lot like a very deep narrative that delves deep into like the actual ward story, like basically gives you a lot of writing, a good writing for the actual ward building aspects, and a lot of things that's gonna be make you feeling of like adventure and seeking out something. Yeah, Made in Abyss is great anime. I like it.
You can enjoy it. That's what you say.
Yeah, I enjoy it. I think it's good. I would recommend it. But yeah, so it's starting to now hit like people's feeds that like Mr. Beast is partnering up with Naruto to release merch. And
Says the so-called anime fan.
yeah, so some of the comments is, I don't believe this man either. Somebody's tried to improve their readability and to say that they like insert current mainstream thing when it's related to them. They did.
There's a reason why I don't watch any of these anime. I only watch like a majority of times it'll be just
No,
like,
no,
the
everything
slice of
on
live.
his list, everything on his list, I've watched. Everything on his list, I've watched. But that's what. Well, okay, actually, no, I haven't watched Hell's Paradise, and I haven't watched Kamigata Kill. I haven't watched those two. But everything else on his list, I've watched.
Dude, I should like comment. Dude, I used to watch that one too.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm surprised he's watched Megaloboxing. Oh, so he misspelled Megaloboxing. But yeah, I'm surprised he watched Megaloboxing. Not many people actually. That anime was talked about for like a good look when it was releasing. People loved that anime, but after it like finished, no one talked about it season 2. But yeah, again, I could totally believe he watched these animes. The problem is, this should be like the starter pack. This is like the starter pack for a lot of people's first time watching. Like, Your Lie in April is reviewed as one of the best animes for both romance, character writing, and basically like will make you cry. You know, Promised Land has one of the best starts of a season 1. Solo Leveling is one of the most beloved animes currently in this day and age. My Hero is one of the most like overly hyped up animes and overrated ones. Same with Jujutsu Kaisen. Hunter x Hunter is praised as one of the best stories and best characters. Tiger Titan's there for some reason. You know, all these animes have some place in the actual ethos of like the anime community. And again, he just props it up like as though he's a flex. And then he gets mad that he gets clowned on.
I'm surprised Goblin Slayer isn't there too, because we all know about the first episode of Goblin Slayer.
Oh my god. Yeah, well, I don't know. Also, I don't see Demon Slayer on this list.
Which one?
I don't see Demon Slayer.
Maybe because it's on the lower list. But
also, I love how he didn't put One Piece on here, even though he was currently watching it. Yeah, no. So I just wanted to end off with a very funny moment because like now he's got merch coming out with Naruto. That's why I put a little hat on my character in the thumbnail because of the stupid hat he's got.
yeah, says the so-called quote-unquote anime fan.
It's literally the most. I will say the jersey looks fine, but I shit you not. If this thing costs you like $80, it ain't worth it. It ain't worth it. If you're paying $80,
like, it's gonna be like probably some shit that you find at fucking Walmart.
No, there's no way in hell. If it's got Mr. Beast's logo on there, on top of that with Naruto, it's gonna be worth a little bit here. Actually, you know what? I'm going to a store. Oh my god, he's got it right here. How much? Oh my, $90. He's charging $90 for he's called it the Hokage jacket. It's called the Hokage jacket. Bro, you got an image of, where is it? Like, no, go to the back of it.
It's way more cheaper to fucking put patches on it than literally just buying the fucking jacket itself.
He calls it the Hokage jacket, and he's got the image of Naruto, like, fighting Sasuke. In this moment, in Shippuden, he's not the Hokage yet. Huh?
Where's the back?
This is the back, right here.
Wait, you can literally just put that shit on anything.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, literally, this is not even counting shipping and handling. If you bought this, how much would it cost to ship?
I would say a lot because of the whole
There's 49 left in
tariff
stock.
thing.
Oh my god, people are buying it.
Yeah.
Wait, okay. How much is the Yamato T-shirt going for? Okay, click on it. The hat's $30. Okay, I can kind of see why. Most hats are $30. The Nori zipper is going for $45. To be fair, Mr. B's fake ass smile can be bigger than Luffy's smile. That's true. Like that man, he's got a wide smile. It's crazy. $30 for this? This motherfucker's crazy. It literally just has Naruto.
Yeah.
It literally just has Mr. Beast on top, Naruto, and then he's running in the back. And in the front, it's just Naruto's face.
Yeah. I'm surprised Chandler is in the fucking screenshot.
I gotta see. Hold up. Wow, he only goes up to 2x. What an asshole. So I wanna just see it quick. Okay, so 2x only has 7 left. So you can actually see it. So 46 left, 66. Okay. Wow, oh my god. Okay, so I want to see something. So add the cart. Go to checkout. I gotta put in my address. I don't want to put in my address to figure this out. So, you know what? I'll go off. I'm gonna go over here. Pull this to the side. What is it? I'll be honest with you guys. I'll tell you guys what it is. I'm just curious on what it is.
Yeah, I'd say do that too.
Okay,
No, I'm talking to
the estimated shipping isn't terrible. It's $7, but the total would come out to $106.99. So you would be paying $107 for that hoodie.
yeah, I think it's a little bit too steep.
Yeah, no, hell no. I'm not paying for that. The shirt makes me want to just get an iron and print on the way cheap. Exactly. Like it's not worth it. You're
That's
paying.
what I was saying earlier. That's what I was saying earlier.
You're paying for it because it's a limited run. You're paying for it because there's Mr. Beast's logo on there, and you're paying for it because it's a collaboration with Naruto. That's exactly why you're paying for it. And maybe he was like, "Yeah, that's what I pay for." I'm like, right, but is that alone to justify the designs and the materials used for that thing? And I would say probably not. Like, if you're gonna design a collaborative thing with it, I think you should have gone a bit further than just having Sasuke and Naruto like in the same image and then Naruto running for the shirt. I think you could have gotten a bit more creative with it.
Well, frankly, to be fair, this is like not even my fashion style because my fashion style is just a bunch of.
I got two friends that I grew up with that both wear like Letterman jackets. Unironically, like they like how it looks, they like the designs. So I could totally see one of my friends wearing it. And they maybe not for not well.
Like
one of
you
them.
always, the majority of the times, you're just gonna see me wearing a metal shirt with black or blue jeans, and then wearing some random like band or anime shirt.
If I'm out and about with friends,
with either a vest or a plaid shirt or a plaid sweatshirt.
If I'm out and about with friends, I try to doll myself up as much as I possibly can because I want to look good. If I'm just at home, I wear some, I wear a hoodie, a t-shirt, and some shorts.
I just care. All I do is just try to look old school as I can because I'm always about that old school shit.
Nah, when I'm at home, I
Especially
want to be
with
as comfortable as I can. When I go out, I want to look as good as I do.
I don't even care how I dress.
No, for me, I hate like feeling as though I just like look hideous, especially since like I want to look more and more feminine every time I go out. So I don't want to look like I have to make sure everything is tidied up, touched up. Like I got everything on that like I think could like really make me look good without having to like question myself because I am kind of self-conscious about that.
Not really for me. I just dress whatever the fuck I want. Like
I said, at home I wear shorts.
I can deck in my 70s, and I can deck in my 70s bell bottoms and dress like it's the 70s.
But for me, if I'm spending $107 on clothes, I'd rather buy like a nice like one of those nice like leather jackets or something. I'd want to actually put that towards something, unless like the actual like collaboration was something with an anime I'm like really big into. But even then, I don't know, because I even struggle with like buying like designer anime clothes like that have like the actual illustrations built on them. Like hell, I just recently bought like a I mean, I showed you what it was. Like I got the Freerun figure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could have gone more expensive with it, but I decided to go with the more cheaper option because one, I like the figure, and two, I just don't want to spend that much money on a figure right now.
Yeah. Can't blame you.
But that was the last topic I have for tonight. This is kind of like a setup. We'll probably have more of a better topic next time. It's gonna go over and talk about. But I think it was a good first episode.
Yeah, I wish we can talk about more like on what's going on, like especially around the gotcha stuff.
Yeah, I'll try to look up some things for that for next time. But anyways, guys,
I feel like we should. I feel like we should have talked about the whole thing with when when the official Blue Archive account announced that they were gonna be streaming with Iron Mouse and Sea Dog.
Ooh, I'll get that set up for next time. I'll get that set up for next time.
But that's like already old. So I'm like,
yeah. But if you can think, you can still. I think it's still fine to talk about topics like that, so long as you're able to bring new insight to it. So I don't think there's an issue. Like for instance, the Mr. Beast thing happened like back in like the beginning of January. I think that's fine to talk about.
Yeah.
But anyways, thank you guys so much for stopping by. Thank you guys for so much checking out the channel. Thank you guys so much for checking out the stream. And if you guys enjoy it, leave a like, leave a comment, everything down below. Subscribe, and me and Bruto will be back next time for more stuff, talking about anime, talking about some gacha games, and just talking about the actual culture in general. And hopefully we'll actually
culture.
Exactly, taco culture in general. But anyways, so we'll leave you guys there. And as always, no matter where you guys are on the world, no matter what time it is for you, I always want you guys to have a good morning, a good afternoon, a great evening, and a beautiful night. Stay safe, everybody. Say bye, Brutal.
Bye.